on everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing another beginner friendly tutorial, and today we're going to be focusing on a cut crease. I feel like cut creases can be a little bit intimidating at times, you know, especially if you have like somewhat of a hooded lid or anything. I figured I would just share with you guys my kind of tips and tricks and how I can do them, and hopefully you can take something from this and dominate the cut crease world, guys. Trust me that when I say that now is the best time to experiment, because no one's going to see you. So whip out that brush, that concealer, and let's get started. If you do enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more. It's super easy, super free. Let's get into it. Okay, so before I actually zoom you guys in and we get to the cut crease, I just wanted to show you guys like my eye vibe, okay? So I have somewhat of an open lid on this side if I look straight, and this one is a little bit of a hooded lid. It's just always been like that since I had like a little accident over here, and I just make it work. So for me, getting the two eyes to match is a little bit harder, but I've picked up some tricks along the way. Okay, enough talking, let's get to the concealer. Okay, you guys are zoomed in a little bit, and I've just applied some loose powder to my lower lash line to catch anything, because I really don't want to mess up my base today. I'm really proud of it. So the main part of any cut crease is a good brush and a good concealer. So I personally use this brush right here. This is actually a craft brush that I got from P&A. I just washed it really nicely before I used it, and this is my cut crease brush. I prefer using a brush with a straight edge because I feel like I can draw really nicely. But with that being said, just because I feel comfortable drawing my cut crease doesn't mean that you should. Another really easy way to get a cut crease is with a flat little packing brush. It's super thin and it has a curved edge, so it allows you to get the edge of the actual cut crease. So for today's cut crease, we're going to be using the Nana Coco concealers, as I am doing the beginner series as part of my brand ambassadorship with Professional Nail Hair and Beauty. So I will leave a link down below where you can get these concealers. I have them in 3 different colors, and I will explain why in a moment. So my first concealer is going to be an actual concealer that I use to highlight my under eye. So this is one that I would normally use to actually prime the eyes and outline the brow. Okay, so with any good cut crease, first you want to define the crease area. So you can start off with any shade that you want for the look that you're going with. All you gotta do is make sure that it is blended out really well. Then to actually like define the cut crease moment, you want to go in with a darker color in the crease area as well. So I'm going to do that and literally target it in the socket right there. I'm not going any higher. I'm keeping my brush in that area. So this is just gonna help define the actual cut crease line. Alright, now we can get to the actual cut crease moment. I would totally recommend is to first clean your lid space. So this is one going to help you get the most opaque concealer and whatever color you're going to put on top of it, and it's also going to help you map out your cut crease line without actually going in with some concealer. It's a little bit safer. So you can of course go in with a beauty wipe, a cotton pad, whatever. I'm just going to use a Q-tip with a little bit of micellar water just to like wipe it through. So this is option number 1 for mapping out a cut crease, because I feel like it is very forgiving, and if you feel like you get the shape wrong, you can always just go back in with your eyeshadow, redefine it, and try again. So now I'm actually going to go in with my little brush. So if I'm going to put a really light shimmer or color or like a very vibrant color, I prefer to go in with a lighter concealer. If I'm actually going to go in with a golden tone or like more browns, I would actually just go in with my regular concealer that matches my skin tone. Now with that being said, you want to go in with a concealer that has quite a bit of coverage, because you need it to basically both conceal your lid as well as provide a really opaque base for whatever's going to go on top, because that's the whole point of a cut crease. You want it to be defined. Okay, now we move on to option number 2 to doing a cut crease. So this one is super simple, depends on your eye shape. Some people it works, some it doesn't. That's why I'm just sharing everything I know with you guys. So for this one, you basically just tap the concealer on the end, you look up, around, and it basically makes the guiding line for you. Then you would just go in and tap out the rest of the line to match. Others who like to take it a little bit higher can also just build on this specific guide right here. Option number 3 is actually just to tap it out. Tap, 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 tap. I wouldn't really recommend like dragging anything, especially if you have like a darker crease color, because that can also risk the concealer mixing with the eyeshadow. So definitely tap it out. So another way, I know it looks a bit messy, but another way of doing it, which is option number 4, is actually just looking straight, looking into a mirror and pinpointing where you want the line to be, closing it, and then you can just tap it through as well. Cut creases are really just finding what works for you, because although I might teach you 2 or 3 different steps, 1 or all may not work for you. Now, because I said that this is my almost hooded eye, if I look straight you can still see the concealer on the crease area because I have taken it a little bit higher. With hooded eyes, you really want to take the concealer just a little bit higher than you normally would, because once you close your eyes you're not going to really see anything, so that when you actually open your eye you can see perfectly. Okay, now I'm just gonna fold this, make sure the concealer is really even, there's no bunches, creases, nada, because that will make the shadow that you apply next, it's going to make it look weird. And then I'm going to go in with my shimmer. Really simple, really easy. As you guys can see, the shimmer really pulls through. So because we applied a thin layer of concealer, the shimmer looks really seamless, and you can actually blend it if you're doing ombres or anything. Now with the dark color that you use to define the crease area, you just want to apply that to the outer part of the cut crease, because you want to blend that edge. That's just going to help everything tie together. Alright guys, now I'm just going to take my colors, run them on my lower lash line. Okay, that is the one I've done. I'm just going to do the other one off camera, pop on some lashes, and we'll be back to do the recap. Alright guys, and I'm back. The face is done. I really like this lip. This is the Nano Coco Lipfinity in Medusa. I was looking for it, but you know when you use things and they disappear. But anyway guys, that is the cut crease. I feel like it's super easy to do. It just takes practice, much like a wing, much like lashes. It just takes practice, and if you're not going to put in the time, you're not going to get matching eyes. I don't know, I was going to say creases. Yeah guys, we're just going to go over everything once again. My first tip would be to clean the lid to allow for a clean, opaque cut crease. This will also help you map out your area without actually going in with concealer. That way, if you mess up, you can just build up the shadow back again and try again. The second one is to actually just apply concealer to your lash line. Look up, look around, take in the view, and it'll create the line for you to follow. Definitely recommend tapping the brush instead of actually like painting it, because you run the risk of mixing in shadows with the concealer, and the concealer is going to lose its pigment. And if you have hooded lids or a hooded lid like me, I would definitely recommend going up just a little bit higher so that when you look forward, they match and you can actually see the hard work that you've done underneath. And that's it for me guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was actually informative. I find that sometimes when I have to do beginner videos, I actually sit down and map what I need to talk about, because I find that sometimes I just talk and nothing makes sense. So hopefully this made a lot of sense and you guys picked up a few tips. If you have any cut crease tips, please do leave them down in the comments below so that other people can check them out, because as I said, some things work for some people and other people find the most amazing and unique ways to do things. But with that being said guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye!